That's a fish. At least it felt like one. Yeah, he's in the grass. Let's see if he comes out. There's the first one. Tiny, half pounder. Toss him back and let's see if we can get a better one. All right, first cast. We got some magic happening. Now, I don't know if it's the little competitor in me or I don't know what the reason is, but I saw that guy over there. Right across from there, you see him behind those trees. I saw him fishing over there at another pond, and I was just thinking in the back of my head, I was like, wouldn't it be crazy, man, to just walk up to some person just randomly and just say, hey, you want to do a challenge? 30 minutes, see who catches the most fish? Didn't go through with it, of course, because, you know, I didn't know how he's going to take that. I didn't want him to take it as like an insult or anything. I just, you know, felt like being a little competitive. Somebody was out here fishing a pond that I go to, and, you know, I saw him and I'm like, hey, let's see, you know, let's see whose spot this really is. But decided not to. But who knows, maybe one of these times, man, I'll end up throwing a freaking curveball and just try it out. See if the person's like, yeah, sure, let's do it. You know, hope to God one of these days the person isn't like, you want to put a little wager on it? I'm like, oh, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Anyway, I just thought it'd be cool. Even if we weren't playing for any kind of stakes, I thought it'd still be, you know, get the blood going a little bit when you get a little bit of competition, you know. Oh, here's another one. I'm telling you right now, dude would have been in trouble. That's a pipsqueak, but he would have been in trouble. This one's even smaller. Freaking 10-inch bass. So the point of today's video was to actually try out a new soft plastic. It's not new exactly on the market. I'm sure there's been a couple of people that have probably used it already, but it's a generic band from Mystery Tackle Box. I ended up doing my first Mystery Tackle Box subscription and got my first box, and this was inside the first box. So it's a Karl's Amazing Baits. This is the Haas Cross Blue Craw, and just a generic craw, but you know, I do like how they do have the plastic form on the inside so the craws don't get messed up. But pull one of these out. So at first glance already I can tell you it's a nice shaped craw. The appendages come attached in these, so before you start using them you do have to tear apart the appendages like this. Do a tear right there and a tear right here. Now some other people, you know, they go ahead and make cuts and slits in other areas to give it more action, but you know, to me a craw, just the way right out of the package is really the way. But I really like this contrast right here between the green and the blue. That's really nice. But let's hook it up and see what happens. Now I'll tell you this, I've already got my soft plastics I usually stick with, and I don't usually stray, but you know, I'll see how these things work. I'll give it a fair go. But I can tell you this, it would have to do really, really good for me to give up my ultimate soft plastic company and the color. So this thing would have to do amazing. No way, first cast. Yep, got it. Jesus. Well, so far the green and blue Haas Craw by Karl's Amazing Baits is getting it done. You can see it right there. I mean, he's a small guy, yeah, but man, went after that quick. The thing about this craw versus a lot of other craw imitations that you'll see is that not only does it have appendages, but it has 4 appendages. Some of the other craws you'll see sometimes only have 2. You know, some of my other favorite ones actually have 8, and those are the ones that I think work the best. But you know, it's probably these appendages. When it's going down in the water column, these things are just fluttering left and right going down. It does 2 things. One, it gives you a heck of a lot of action, so the fish see it and obviously just want to go right after it. But the second thing is too, it slows the descent of the fall of the actual bait. So let's say you're fishing somewhere that's got really tannic water. I mean, it's just really dark stained water, maybe even muddy. You're gonna have to slow down whatever you're pitching in there. You want that to sink slowly to the bottom, because if the visibility isn't that good, you need to actually give the fish a chance to see it and then go after it. Versus a place that has, let's say, super clear water, you don't want to use a imitation soft plastic that really doesn't look realistic, because you're letting them see it in that clear water. And also, if you slow the descent of the lure actually going down, if you slow that down in clear water, they really get to see it really good and identify that that's not something that they would normally go after. It doesn't look exactly like it should. So in that case, when you're in clear water, you don't want to have a slow descent, you want to have a fast descent. So maybe hook on something that's a little more streamlined and not as many appendages. That way it gets to the bottom quicker. They don't have as much time to look at it. They just see something falling in the water and bang, it's more of a reaction strike from there. So those are a couple of really, really good tips right there as far as the water clarity, you know, from muddy all the way to clear, and the things that you can do to slow the descent and how you'll get more hits doing that. I've already tested it out quite a few times and it's spot on, man. It works. I'm fishing water right now that you can see it's pretty clear right along the edges. It gets a little bit darker the farther you go out, so I was able to get away with something that wasn't too fast of a descent and not too slow of a descent. This thing's probably drops at about a medium pace in comparison to a lot of other craws. Well, so far I like the Karl's Amazing Baits craw imitation. It seemed to work pretty good. I mean, I got one on my first cast, and then, you know, I didn't get any on the next 5 casts, but you know, it doesn't really surprise me because I had already caught one on a regular black and blue Christie craw. So I'd already caught a couple in that area, so I'm actually lucky to get one on the first cast probably with this thing, but it does show that it does work. We'll give it a couple more throws down this bank here, and then we're gonna have to call it a wrap. Because I am starving, man. I need to get something to eat, get some spaghetti. This looks good. There we go, there's one right there. Oh, yep, there we go. Oh, it's not a giant, but it's better than the last one. Not a giant at all. I really wanted to, you know, give this bait a fair shot, try it out, and, you know, report back to you guys, you know, when you do mystery tackle box and you get those, and whether or not you're going to be happy about getting them or not. So far, I think you will. It's a good bait so far. I caught one on my first cast, so obviously it's something that they're willing to eat. And I caught one about maybe 10 casts later. So it's definitely something they want to eat, but I just don't think for Florida, I don't think this is the color that, you know, I don't think this color is what the juice is. Oh, that's a good one. Holy cow. Either he's in the grass or that's a good one. Yeah. Well, maybe I spoke a little, you know, spoke a little too soon when talking about this craw by Karl's Amazing Baits. It's legit. It's a legit craw, man. Nothing to say now. It's a legit craw. It's still not enough to make me want to switch off my favorite, but like I said, a very strong second. Okay, so it worked out pretty good. Karl's Amazing Baits, the Haas Blue Craw. Not bad at all. Let's say if we had to give it out of 5, I'd probably give it a 4. I mean, still not good enough to beat the black and blue Christie craw, but it's up there, man. It's up there. Really glad that worked out, man. I was really hoping when I opened that mystery tackle box, I'm like, great, another pack of useless soft plastics. But no, worked out, man. Pretty legit craw. So thanks again to Mystery Tackle Box sending me that box. Really appreciate it. Got my nice little discount. Got the box for $4.99. So that worked out. That really worked out. I still feel like a yearly subscription is too expensive, but you know, maybe if they throw a promo on a year subscription, maybe I'll jump in on it. Anyway, thanks for checking out the video. I really appreciate all the people who've subscribed in the last few days, man. You guys are awesome. Got to 115, so we're getting somewhere. So anyway, like I said, thanks again for checking out the video, being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, please mash the subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you can get notifications whenever I'm dropping these new videos. So this is a review of the Karl's Amazing Baits. I give it a 4 out of 5. Thanks a lot, everybody. Later.